Hi, my name is David Hauser. Welcome to this edition to Future Life, where I'm here to be your guide to love. This edition is about the history of romance. Acknowledging love through the sharing of tokens and hearts dates back to medieval times. But the modern celebration starts in the 18th century, where marriage and the notion of romance became a popular desire. Romance, or Roman manner, changed its meaning to reflect the new language of love as Latin transformed into French, Spanish, and Italian. Romance itself clearly has its own lexicon expressed outside of words between couples in love. One that is defined by those who are discovering romance's true emotional meaning. Men who were mindful of women's feelings created the primary reason for our current romantic era to come into fashion at a very high cost. During the patriarchal epoch of over 10,000 years ago, women were captured and not by choice bounded to a man as property. When tribes had a scarcity of nubile women, their young men were sent out to raid other villages for wives. Throughout much of history, it was considered weakness to be romantic. Romantic men were not put in the same league as alpha males. Social norms were used to dominate females and making them feel weak. Romance had to be kept under wraps inside a man's heart, or he would lose his standing in the community. Medieval chivalry holds a lot of today's modern courting rituals, like opening doors or buying dinner for a woman. Arranged marriages during medieval times still was swayed by love in a relationship, but was not considered a prerequisite in matrimonial decisions. Serenades, poetry, and flowers, all parts of a suitor's woo. A legal right to propose marriage to a woman didn't happen until 1228 in Scotland, and slowly spread throughout Europe. Courting became more formal in the Victorian age, and marriage an art form among the upper class. Gentlemen needed an introduction to meet a woman of interest. Even after being introduced, an interested gentleman would have to abide by steadfast rules. Acknowledging a woman's refinement was one, and presenting her with a card like the other suitors put him in line to date. He would have to earn the right to have a conversation under the watchful eye of her parents. Being granted a stay at the front porch or even a walk in the garden would take a lot of integrity. Smitten couples rarely saw each other without the presence of a chaperone, and marriage proposals were frequently written. Romance novels also took hold during the Victorian age and really flourished in the Edwardian age. Women wanted to experience the type of love in those great novels from Jane Austen, such as Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, and Emma. Men began to pick up on it as a way into a woman's heart. The dreams of those novels would become the reality in young women's lives. Men's etiquette kept these romantic intentions at high standards. Standing when a woman entered the room. Assist a lady when she sits or stands from a chair. Retrieve a dropped item from a lady. Help a lady with her coat on, to name a few. So ingrained into male psychics, some men still follow this without prior knowledge of its origins. The 1800s also matched food and drink associated with the world's most romantic day, February 14th. So little was actually known about Saint Valentine that the Catholic Church actually took him off their calendar at one time. It wasn't until his legend spread about defying the orders of Emperor Claudius he became popular among the people. Claudius's army could only contain single men, so when Saint Valentine would save them by marrying them off, he became a target for death. Over 200 years ago, after his execution on February 14th, Pope Gelasius made Valentine's Day inadvertently a celebration of romantic love. It has become one of the most commercially exploited days of the year, along with Christmas, Halloween, and Thanksgiving. The 1900s, dating became a national pastime. Men had to really step up and show a woman his worthiness, education, good breeding, and commitment to religion and country. No one went out in public without showing their best foot forward to honor not only themselves, but the woman in their life, to make her proud. Hollywood made countless movies portraying the romantic notions of coupling. But after World War II, money started to flow around the world, and next to follow was making diamonds a girl's best friend. Eventually, marriage became the institution it is today, where tradition and consumerism collide to create a moment of union between two people in love. De Beers made diamonds popular for weddings in 1938. Coming from aristocracy of Europe, the Bears were wanting to make everyone a king and queen in their own dominion. So a tradition ensued in most Western European cultures to provide diamonds in the rings to prove undying, unbreakable love. Chocolate also married to love from early Mesopotamia upper-class elites from the Mayan and Aztec cultures. Later, the crowned heads of Europe, including Marie Antoinette, made chocolate a sought-after cuisine and health food. It wasn't until Richard Cadbury, the originator of the Cadbury chocolatiers, wanted to sell hard chocolate that he married Valentine's Day with heart-shaped box filled with his company's finest in 1861. Flowers for centuries have also paired with any romantic notion. Started by Charles II of Sweden in the 18th century, flowers became the message of a loved one's intentions and the level of their sentiments and admirations. From the deepest red rose to the love me not daisies, flowers and their scents have captured the romantic imaginations of the world. Romance has been evolving, and some would say devolving, but certainly something steered by the desires of women. In the online subscription newsletter, Verily, men describe how they want to be known as authentic instead of considered superficial and non-committing. They've mentioned ads, TV shows, and pop culture identifying them with looking for casual hookups and are tired of this stereotype. I truly believe that if women encourage positive romanticism, men can be emboldened to respond with their true character of honesty and open endearments. I feel a return to proper dating etiquette will disarm the urgency to have sex and restore the need to bond by getting to know each other. Truly, this is up to women, changing the stereotypes and going deeper to recover the real truth about romance. I believe this romantic notion about love is still one of this world's greatest gifts. While it has devolved in so many ways over the last century, there is new evidence that romance is on an upswing. Perhaps with more dialogue between men and women, new healthy boundaries can be formed. This will bring about more endearing and long-lasting relationships that will strengthen not only our communities, but improve our values worldwide. Raising children and families that stay together and teach the importance of a loving relationship will bring more compassion and love to our world. Thank you for coming to Future Life. We hope to be of service to help everyone arrive at their destination to find the love they were always meant to have.